Hey guys, welcome back to the TohirT channel. TohirT is here. I hope you had a fantastic week. I've been listening to Logic's No Pressure album all the way through the weekend, and to be honest, with the announcement of his retirement, with some of the other things he's accomplished, and just in general how I feel about the guy, I decided if there was ever a great time to make a video about him, it is today. So in this particular video, I will talk about a few lessons that I learned from him. I'll talk about why I think this end to the current chapter is only the beginning of something new, and I actually have a couple of ideas of what those new things would look like. So if you're interested, stick around and let's do this.
Jeez, Rick, Logic, he turns stuff up on his albums too, Rick.
I frequently talk about other interesting, unique individuals. They can be very popular or not popular at all, but those people inspire me, and hopefully through me and through my video will inspire you to achieve something new in your business, professional, personal life. If this sounds like something interesting to you, well, check out this playlist over here. Majority of you, I would suspect, know Logic from his 1-800 song and the popularity that this anthem to the suicide prevention and, acknowledgement of the mental illnesses took off. The song took off back in 2018, I want to say. Completely crushed it, became this mega hit. Everyone in the world knew it. The Grammy nomination, Grammy performance, VMA performance. It was an amazing run that really put Logic on the map and showed everyone who he is and what he's capable of. We're gonna go through 3 lessons that I personally took away from Logic's career, his progress, and his retirement.
Jeez, Rick, Logic, he turns stuff up on his albums too, Rick.
Lesson number 1, push even harder when the going gets tough. For me, I would say every hard point of the project is really the beginning. That blank page, that moment when you stare in the abyss, so to speak, and you're trying to figure out what is your first step. How will you accomplish that business, professional, personal goal? And imagine now the situation where the odds are stacked completely against you. Logic grew up in one of the poorest parts of Maryland. His family was dysfunctional. If not for the fact that he exited that situation, he could have ended drug addict or something even worse. It's easy to look at someone as an overnight success, right? There's this famous saying, you're an overnight success, but you've been 10 years in the making. And Logic is exactly the epitome of this. He had, like many of us, worked those 9-to-5 jobs or those hourly jobs that he hated. He had to struggle through them to make a living until the moment when he realized that unless he commits his all to this rap game, unless he goes fully in on himself and bets large and bets everything on himself, he will not succeed. And it was an interesting approach because he decided that instead of trying to struggle and kind of like do both things in parallel, he struck a deal with one of his best friends, and he essentially said, hey, give me a year, fund me, buy food for me, provide the shelter, I'll just sleep on the couch, but give me 1 year to make this dream a reality. And clearly he did. There's even a joke reference, I think he talks, I'm trying to remember on which of the albums, it might have been one of the Bobby Tarantino's, where he refers to the fact that almost to the date, he gave himself a year, and almost a year after he struck the deal with his best friend, he signed a deal with the Def Jam. It is amazing, it sounds unique, but to me the lesson from this story is the fact that we have to bet on ourselves. You cannot walk into a new project, into a new business by worrying about all the other factors while not having enough of confidence in yourself. You have to start with the confidence in yourself. You have to trust yourself and say, yes, I will do it. I'll make it to the best of my abilities. I'll invest everything that I have. I will be the one behind my success, rather than hoping on some lucky break or on someone pulling you through the situation. Always bet on yourself, always be confident in yourself, and always know that this is your dream, your goal, and you will make it happen.
Jeez, Rick, Logic, he turns stuff up on his albums too, Rick.
The second lesson that I learned from Logic and his musical career is invest in yourself and cultivate your success. Logic belongs to that generation of artists who I would say could make it big without necessarily capturing attention of major media or major labels. They've cultivated that grassroots movement of fans around them through social media, and they kept growing it one week after the other, until they became big enough that major labels said, okay, time to invest and grab this guy, before they completely blew beyond our own influence. And this is a real thing. Logic really spent time building up that audience. He really made sure they understand his goals, his desires, his points of view, do on social issues, on personal issues, on mental health issues. He really was very transparent, and he wanted them to be successful and take those lessons from his stories and run with them and achieve their own goals. That sounds familiar, right? That is why I relate to him, and I think to us this is a very simple and clean lesson, is that the grassroots movement is called grassroots movement simply because it takes forever sometimes, or seemingly forever, to achieve that growth. But you have to stay consistent, you have to have diligence. I'm very passionate on this topic. I really believe that you cannot hope on overnight success. I said it early in this video, I'll repeat it again, and I might even repeat it the third time to make sure it sticks. Overnight success are always years and years in the making. So get ready for that, brace for that, and enjoy every moment of it.
Jeez, Rick. I mean, Logic, he turned stuff up on his albums too, Rick.
The final lesson is knowing when to move on. Yes, Logic is retiring. That sucks, and I do have some, I would say, complicated relationship with the word retiring when it comes to artists, but let's say he's moving on to the next chapter in his life. The guy decided that the music is done for him. He's gonna release and do it in the proper way, release a nice, solid album at the very end of his music career and use it as kind of like tip of the head, a farewell to all the fans who've been on this journey so far. I loved it. I mean, again, I have bittersweet feelings about it, but I do appreciate the fact that he showed this last gratitude, that moment of saying thank you to all of his fans. And I fully relate to it as well from a personal perspective, because the guy just had a kid. He has a new wife, he has a kid, he wants to spend time with the family. And all I see in that picture is someone who wants to be happy, who wants to invest in his family, and again, is ready to conclude this current chapter in his life. So many times I see people not realizing that our lives are not this, one single story with us finishing it at the pinnacle of our success. Our books of life are really full of chapters, and each chapter can vary in length and complexity. At the ending point as well, sometimes we end the chapter on the high, sometimes we end the chapter on the low. Things will be different every single year of your life. Come on, 2020. You get me. If there was ever a year, 2020 is the year to show you and tell you that life can be very different, but it's all right. That's what it is. That's what the beauty of it is. And we have to be prepared to say goodbye to maybe a business that's declining and not as successful anymore, maybe a profession that no longer excites us as it used to, or the relationship that no longer keep you as happy and satisfied in your life. You have to be prepared to rip off the band-aid and move on. To be frank, I find it reinvigorating, starting new, building up a new skill, building up a new profession, building up a new business. That feeling early on when you feel like you have no clue what's happening is one of the best feelings ever. Once you do it a few times over, and once you also go through that cycle a couple of times, what you realize is that you start building up the confidence in being able to start something new from the blank space and succeeding it. And if failing, you will still learn enough to be more successful in your next run.
I have Everything Must Go I'm working on with J.J. Abrams. I have a cartoon that I'm working on. I have another film that I'm actually just sitting on. I love it. It's amazing. It's about a stand-up comedian. I have comic books that I'm working on. I have my entire production company, other people's movies, ideas that I want to bring to light. 2 other books, an autobiography. Like, I'm scratching the surface.
I unknowingly believe that a lawyer today can become a great singer tomorrow. A singer today can become an amazing businessman next time. And an athlete who is wrapping up their career, whether it's successful or not, can become an amazing cook in the future. You can do things, you can wrap your chapter and move on. Look at Logic. I know he's confident in this current decision because he realizes that all that really means is that he can stop getting distracted with the current way of life and focus on something new and something exciting that he can do for all of us, and he will have an opportunity to say hi to all of those fans who still re-listen those old albums.
Jeez, Rick. I mean, Logic, he turned stuff up on his albums too, Rick.
Have you heard about Logic before? Did you learn something new from the lessons that I shared today? And what are other things that you've gained from listening to this story? Or maybe you've observed something completely different that I did not even think about? Share your thoughts, ideas, and comments in the section below. I know this is a bittersweet moment for me, equally as to millions of fans around the world. we wish we would have more and more music from our favorite Bobby Tarantino, but at the end of the day, I think Logic is such a multi-talented person. If not for anything, check out my video about the supermarket and go read the book. He showed that he's such a multi-talented person. He can do music, but he can also do movies, TV shows, books, video games. This guy can do a lot. He knows that he can achieve this next pinnacle over and over again, so he can confidently close the chapter on his prior life. And well, if he decides that he just wants to spend the rest of his life focused on the family, spending time with his kid or kids, and really just enjoying the fruits of labor that he's invested for the past like 10 years building up his music career, I'll be absolutely fine with it on a personal level. And when it comes to the music and enjoying the product of his creativity, well, I have 6 amazing albums and a countless number of mixtapes, singles, and songs to listen to, so I'm sure I'll be fine and you will be fine as well, my dear Logic fan. Thank you very much, guys, for stopping by. If you're new to this channel, go ahead, hit the subscribe button and check out the videos in the backlog. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you very much for stopping by. As always, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this video, and I will see you all next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, on this very channel. We're talking about music artists, so might as well finish with yet another new music recommendation, Sevana. Sevana is bringing us back to the reggae world. She's a new artist who I discovered maybe like 2 weeks ago, randomly, heard the single song, first couple of lines, I was like, yes, I know she will make it. I know she will be someone. She's relatively small, only a few songs in, but again, very interesting, unique voice, beautiful lyrics, nice rhythm. Again, reggae always has rhythm, but there's something unique, there's a unique flavor about it right now, so I quite enjoyed it. I've listened to a few of her songs that she has on Apple Music, and I cannot wait to see what this girl achieves, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear a lot from her going forward. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.